guys, welcome to Quick DIY. Today I'm going to make an outdoor sofa bench. It's going to be sitting at the back of my house. It will be unprotected from sun, rain, heat, so I have to make it durable enough. So I will be using pine, treated pine for all of my project, and of course on top it will be stained, so double protection altogether. So this is the first time I'm using the multi-tool and to make kind of overlap half cut. Anyway, the bench is altogether 3 meters wide and approximately 700 meters in depth. And I'm using for the base seats, this is 675-meter treated pines, and then I have 3 meters treated pine joined all together with glue and screw them together. I made sure they're square, and also I made sure the glue I'm using can be used outside. See, with my approach in this project is making different parts and at the end just fit them together. It's much more easier like this. So once this part of the project is over, I let the frame sit aside to get dry and move to the next one, which is the legs. This time I'm using a circular saw to make this cut, and to tell you the truth, this is much more easier for me, maybe because I have used the circular saw a lot, but multi-tool I've used it for the first time. Okay, getting back to the frame now. The outside of the frame, the whole frame, it's about 90 mil wide. Now inside on both sides I'll put a 70 mil wide treated pine. The reason is it will give me enough space on top for the sofa seats to go on. Sofa seats are about again, I will be using different sort of decking boards which are about 20 mil, so it just works perfect in this scenario. Alright, once the base is fitted and ready to go, I'll just make sure that I have the right size. So I'll just using miter saw, we'll cut the boards to the size I want and just put them together with glue. This should hold it pretty well. So once I laid all the boards down with the help of glue, I wasn't sure what sort of clamps I can use, so I just put on as much weight I can and let it dry. So for this part I was prepared, but I wasn't sure when will I do it. So see, with all the four legs in each corner and the wide bench which is about 3 meter, there is not enough support in middle, so I thought let's just join another piece of timber in the middle to give extra strength and put another leg in middle somewhere, so the overall bench strength is pretty good. Alright, once this is finished, let's move to the next part. Now the back is pretty straightforward as well. Instead of making a 3 meter wide back, I'm going to make 1.8 meter. This will give me enough space on both ends to use it as a side table. See, instead of making separate side tables, I just thought to make an inbuilt side table. I think it's a pretty good idea, or at least in my head at that time, and I still think after the project is completed. If you think so, please leave it in comment, or if you might have done it different, please do leave in comment there as well. I am open to positive or negative comments. That just helps me get better. I'm going with the flow here. So for most of my project I have used 90 mil wide and 45 mil thick treated pine. For the arms it's not going to be any different. So for the arms I'm going to use the classic butt cut using glue and screws, and see, I will be covering all the screw holes on the visible side of the sofa with dowels and sand it off and paint it so it doesn't look bad, and maybe it will look like a feature, but we'll see how it turns out at the end. And here you have it, all the four parts sitting together, ready to be sanded off. And once it's sanded, which is pretty heavy work. See, I started with the 40 grit paper, then went to 60, and just so for some fine tuning on the top, 180. So and it took me a while, like a whole lot of while, especially for the posts. And once it's done, it's ready to be fitted all together. So I joined everything, you know, the back and arms from the bottom as well, and as well as from the sides where I could. Just before I do stain the bench, I think I should just do some more fine sanding, and once it's ready, I have done a double coat of our preferred stain because we are not going with any paint at the moment. I think it's better this way, and we can always change it. It pretty much turned out the way I imagined. I'm pretty happy with it. And see, please leave your comments if you might have done something different, or if you're planning to do something inspired by this. And at last, thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. I did learn a lot, and please like and subscribe.